Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have a very early Saturday upload, very late night Friday from where I am right now. But we're going to be talking about EA's response to the EAGATE. Basically, the employees selling cards to people, player item selling, whatever you want to call it. EA's calling it the player item investigation. Regardless, we're going to talk about EA's response. Now, I am very surprised that they came out already with a response. I was expecting them to do the entire investigation before coming out with a response, but we're going to read it all. We're going to go through it. I'll share my opinions. We have no promo this week, so unfortunately, it's going to be a pretty slow weekend. But we got something to talk about, so that's good. Let's get right into it. So quickly, for those that don't know, you guys can watch this video in the top right corner. EA basically, there's select few employees who are, selling cards to players for thousands of dollars, basically those big icons and stuff like that. And they would basically place those cards on your account untradeable if you paid them, say, $1,000, $2,000, whatever the price is. That is basically the whole rundown. Now, obviously, there's a lot of proof that came out and stuff like that, but we reviewed it all in the video that was in the corner. So if you guys aren't aware of the situation, feel free to check that out. But now we're going to talk about what's happened. And EA came out with a very lengthy response, which, again, like I said, I really do respect them coming out and talking about this so early. I thought they would have run the entire investigation first before responding. So far, pretty good. So, of course, as I said, they were made aware of the suspicious activity with the highly rated content that was, that's in Foot. And basically, they kind of go through how, the Foot systems were granted. We learned that Foot items were granted to individual accounts that did not earn them through gameplay. So, of course, basically going off of how you can get cards. It appears one or more EA accounts which are either compromised or being used inappropriately by someone within EA directly entitled items to these individual accounts. So, they're placing cards on people's accounts in exchange for real life money. Now, they did say that they were going into the full investigation and what they've learned so far. So, as of right now, they kind of talk about the process of how it works and just stuff like that. They talk about how, they're against it, obviously. By all means, they don't want people spending real money to buy certain cards when you should be buying FIFA points. But our initial investigation shows that there is questionable activity on a few small accounts. Although it's not a huge number, a small number to them is hundreds. Hundreds is a small number compared to millions, but still that is really crazy. And if these allegations prove out, this activity is unacceptable and there will be consequences, through people who probably bought, they'll lose their teams and their money that they paid, and as well as the employees, they'll probably face lawsuits within EA, paying fines, getting arrested, and doing all this stuff. Next, let's be clear about what will happen. We will take action against any employee found to have been engaging in this activity. So really, really interesting stuff. Any items granted through this illicit activity will be removed from the FUT ecosystem, and EA will permanently ban any player who acquired this content. So like I said, guys, if these players that spent thousands will get banned from EA, they will lose all their money and they will lose their players. So that is really crazy. And like I said, EA can probably track these cards, so they know who's done it. And as you guys can see, they're onto something. Regardless of these actions, we appreciate how concerned this is to all of our players. Blah, 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 blah. Talk about, we know that the trust of the communities is hard earned and, fair play, blah, 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 blah. Basically talking about how they're not going to stand for this. And, seriously, I really do, I do respect EA for doing this. What is content granting? So basically they talk about how they give out the cards and stuff like that. So content granting is a process, blah, 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 blah. We really don't need to know this too much. Discretionary content, blah. You guys get the lowdown. So what's happening now? Again, they said they're going to continue to investigate through all this. They will permanently ban anyone that has been, active in this kind of movement. And once again, they appreciate our support and yada, yada, yada. But still, you know, that so far, I mean, that's a really interesting response so far, man. I'm really, really interested. So obviously, again, I guess we can go through this. Sometimes players accidentally delete content, it goes missing because of issues, blah, blah, blah. So they talk about how they can give that. Testing, you know, they test new cards and they grant them to certain people, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, the world football players and partners and stuff, they also can get some players and all that good stuff. But again, if you're not one of those, that is what it is. The sum of these items granted through these 3 scenarios combined in less than, I mean, that is such a small amount, so it's crazy. Let's talk about my opinion on this all. Again, like I said, I do respect EA for what they're doing. I think this response was much needed, and I'm glad they did it. I'm really glad that they responded, you know, and they're being open about it. I think it's a really good way, although it's really bad of what happened and how this has been happening for a long, long time. I think it's really good that EA are being open about this, and they're kind of, I guess, rekindling a relationship with the player base, because let's be honest, FIFA 21 has been a mess, FIFA 20 was a mess, and just the community and everything is very, very toxic. It's very, very toxic. Let's be real, guys. Everyone is toxic. The employees, the players, everything about it, man. It's just been a really bad thing to watch, and it's a bad kind of thing to be in. But, you know, like I said, EA are taking a right step. They are punishing people, finally, for something that is unfair. This should not have been happening. And these people that are getting these crazy, crazy cards and stuff like that, they're finally getting punished because it just isn't fair to the rest of us that actually have to grind the game out in order to win. So I really do like the fact that EA did this. I mean, by all means, they could have just swept it under the rug and just, you know, allowed it to happen or just stopped it. But they're being open, and they're gonna share, you know, the actions that are gonna be taken against these people. And I'm sure we're gonna get another update very soon talking about players getting banned. So like I said, I'm very happy that, you know, this has happened so far. I'm really glad that EA came out with this. And again, I think it's a step, it's finally that first step in the right direction. I think, you know, all FIFA 21, we've really just been going sideways and backwards. I think this is finally a real big, you know, step forward, especially after what was easily the worst promo we've ever had. If you can even call Player Days a promo, I mean, it was absolutely horrible compared to the past. So hopefully, you know, we get some kind of response for this. And then hopefully we can start getting some good in-game content, and hopefully this kind of forces EA to do some more with icons, man. I think this is going to be a real good eye-opener to show you, like, just how mad everyone had gotten, to the point where, like, you know, people are mad that these people can pay for icons while none of us can get them, because, again, they're just inaccessible this year, man. It's really hard to get a good icon moments card, man. Unless you have 3, 4, 5 mil right now, you aren't even going to get Dalglish. Let alone getting R9, who is impossible to get on the market. And again, with icons and stuff like that, even the SBCs, man, like, the SBCs are great, but they need to come out more. We're getting too late into the game stage. What's the point of owning R9 in June or July or August when the game is over? There's just no point, honestly. And I do hope that this is a push in the right direction as far as the way the cards are thought out. I really think EA are going to give a rethink to how card distribution will be, you know, handed out through packs and everything, because of this situation. Because again, we saw how desperate people got to get these cards, and we saw what people would do, the employees would do, in order to take advantage of that. But again, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I really do. I hope EA is more like this too in the future. I hope the communication continues to be like this, because this is cool. It really is cool. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. Happy Saturday to all of you guys. Thank you guys for the support, man. This is going to wrap up the video. Again, there's not too much to talk about, but again, they gave us a pretty lengthy response. I wanted to go over it, share my thoughts on it. Like I said, I'm going to keep you guys updated on this, especially because we have no promo this weekend, so it's like, what am I really supposed to do? Play Foot Champs or Rivals and get some crappy rewards? Nah, I'll pass. But again, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a thumbs up on it. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. We're pushing on to 5K by the end of Team of the Season, maybe? Maybe? We'll see. Anyways, guys, again, thanks for watching. Till next time, peace.